Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Just coded with Sarthak. Today I am back with the part 2 of this video. अगर अभी तक आपने part 1 नहीं देखा, I will put link here. So please check that out first. And in this part 2, we will be specifically discussing about Mintra's culture. What are the resources she used? What are the different certification courses that she used to learn more about InfoSec, and how she was able to transition into this role. What was the interview more like, and how you can become an info security engineer. Also, we will be exploring about some of the questions like how she is able to keep up with this COVID pandemic and everything that has been work out, like maintaining that professional growth around you, maintaining that stability, and how Mintra is supporting her in this goal. So, without further ado, let's start with the video. Hmm. So I hear a lot of good stories about Mintra, and me working at PhonePe. Like we are also connected with Mintra in some way because we are working with Flipkart. We are all backed by Walmart, and Flipkart owns Jabong and Mintra. There is some correlation. But I would love to understand like what's the work culture out there. What's the how Mintra works actually. Like what is the team structure or pod structure at Mintra?
It's been 6 months since I've joined Mintra, and what I understand is that work culture here is actually good.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, I mean, they respect your time. They respect that if you joined if you've started your day at 10, then you're supposed to leave by 6 or 7.
Okay.
They don't, I mean, unless and until it's something that is very important and urgent, some P0 priority,
Correct.
then they don't hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the environment here. It's colorful, it's beautiful. I like to work here. Every day I get
Mm-hmm.
something new. It's not repetitive. This was one of the reasons why I changed, because at a point of time where the work, it gets repetitive, it gets
Mm-hmm.
monotonous. You
Correct.
stop learning. But here I face something new every day. uh, Another thing is that the teams here are I mean they have been divided into many multiple sub teams. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is a huge domain, and then have been divided into multiple sub teams. There are people dedicated to every part of it. Like you would assume that a cybersecurity person would also handle the logs, log
Mm-hmm.
monitoring part of it, the SOC. But we are not the part of this SOC. There
Okay.
are different people who are actually monitoring that. So that is
Okay.
one thing, that people can actually focus on their work rather
Mm-hmm.
than having their brain divided in different areas.
Correct.
So
That is so true. That makes a lot of sense. So, having a good defined charter for yourself, like what kind of work you have been doing, and that is related to your domain, makes more sense in productivity and efficiency. And I think since we are same part of like a same Walmart family group of
yeah.
companies, I can definitely relate to the work culture. It has been awesome for me as well. There is new learning every day, and all my managers, all my seniors, like they are supportive as possible as they can be. There have never been a chance that they have asked like, I cannot explain this, go figure out your own, something like that. So they have been very supportive of that. So yeah, I think Mintra nails that part. It so yeah. Moving forward, I see that it's not a pure software development kind of role, but I believe there would be some tech involved. There would be some kind of work. So how does that work look like for you? Is there any coding involved, or is it like some kind of tools that are used on a regular basis? What kind of work is there?
All right. Like the hardcore technical part, it would be handled by the second half of the team, like
Mm-hmm.
cyber defense and security assurance, because security assurance is more into the side of managing the logs and everything,
Correct.
and then cyber defense is more on the end on conducting VAPT,
Mm-hmm.
AppSec, and all that part. Now, we as data protection and GRC teams, you have to stay hard technical all your life. else
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't work out. Because
Okay.
even if you're not coding here, writing a code over here, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
understand what's going on. Because whenever you onboard a vendor, before that, you have to review the complete security structure. Now, for
Mm-hmm.
if I have a APT report, maybe I am not the exact individual to review it and point out what are the flaws in it. So I send
Okay.
it to the cyber defense team. We do have
Mm-hmm.
support, but
Mm-hmm.
being technical is important, and I myself am working on it because
Okay.
yeah, back previously my role wasn't something that required something to be hardcore technical, but
Totally
now
relatable.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it does because we work on cloud,
Mm-hmm.
and so that kind of thing requires an understanding which maybe I hadn't had a chance to get before. So I'm working
Okay.
on it. I've asked my manager to help me with it, maybe share some courses. So that is,
Mm-hmm.
it's a long journey. So you
Mm-hmm.
learn as you go. That is what I
Correct.
understand.
Yeah, I think learning never stops. Some people say stops at school or college, but I think every day I am learning something new at my professional level, or also at my personal level. What can be done, what cannot be done, or what can be done in a better way, or something like that. And also, as you mentioned, the teams are also interconnected very well, that you have to ask like cybersecurity team and defense team. But it also makes more sense that you are technically very sound, so that you are able to understand the terminologies, you are able to understand the whole structure around it, so that you can prevent it better. Like whatever the hackers are doing, or maybe the fraudsters are trying to breach the data and everything. Uh, totally understandable. So if I have to say, if somebody has to apply for Mintra for your role, what should that person keep in the mind in terms of interview process? How can they apply at your company?
So, if some fresher tries to apply, then maybe not much that they have to keep in mind. Maybe
Mhm.
just they should have an interest in this particular domain and basic understanding of what InfoSec is.
Okay.
That worked for me back in PwC to getting into PwC. So that is what
Hmm.
my understanding is. But if you are an experienced professional,
Hmm.
even if 1 or 2 years, then it definitely helps that you had a background of InfoSec. Not if not so, then maybe you took some certifications, tried
Hmm.
your best to have the understanding. Not even some, if not something as huge as ISO, which is very
Hmm.
expensive, then
Okay.
at least some Udemy certifications, because that shows that this is something that intrigues you, but you didn't get a
Right.
chance to get it in this domain. So the effort to learn is something that is very appreciable
Right.
in all of IT industry.
Yeah, that is so true, so true. So, uh, if you're a fresher, you don't have to have those core skills and everything. But at a higher level, it makes sense that you have those skill set that is required by the company, at least at a bare minimum level. Might not be from the same domain, or might not be at the same expertise level that they are expecting. But at least having some value of it will help you go a long way, and also help you keep up with your work in daily basis after joining the company as well. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Since you mentioned a lot of things about certifications, Udemy, what are specific those resources that one can learn from, or are there any YouTube channels specifically that you refer to, or something like any book, blog, or video like YouTube series or something like that? If you can share the light.
Sure. So, like I told you that back in college, we weren't really exposed to the kind of exactly what cybersecurity is. So
Correct.
first, I started with in PwC itself. I started with understanding the core of cybersecurity using
Mm-hmm.
some basic Udemy tutorials. Like I just went on and beginner cybersecurity tutorials, and
Mm-hmm.
that is what I took initially. Then later on, I started interacting with my seniors and starting understanding that how did they reach to a point where they are right now.
Okay.
So, and some people I found that they were hardcore technical. So I tried and understand that how have you reached here, because learning something over internet is different and having an experience and clear
Correct.
understanding is different.
Agree.
So that is what I did, and I followed their footsteps. Then there are some, I think, news portals where you have everyday cybersecurity threat details coming in, or the news
Mm-hmm.
regarding cybersecurity coming in. I would suggest Threat Post is one.
Mm-hmm.
So that I used to follow, and I used to read on it once in a
Mm-hmm.
while. So that gives some idea about what is going on around the world, and
Okay.
that helps during interviews. So
Okay.
that is one point. Then another thing is, if you're actually looking forward to go into this field, then you can take some basic and strong certifications like ISO
Mm-hmm.
27001 LA is a certification that is quite expensive. I mean, it has to have an investment of more than 20,000, but
Okay.
yeah, you generally get that reimbursed from your companies.
Mm-hmm.
So one should go ahead and take it, and it's have an understanding of it, because that creates a foundation. Once you
Mm-hmm.
have that, then you call yourself a lead auditor in ISO. So
Okay.
that tag is huge. So
Right.
that's one thing. Then, if you want to try something technical from your end, then maybe go ahead and understand how VAPT is performed. Even if you don't want to perform VAPT, but having an
Uh-huh.
understanding of everything, because being in InfoSec, we need to have an understanding about everything that's going around.
Right.
My domain does not include writing codes, but it does include analyzing codes,
Mm-hmm.
because if there is a major change in our code, then
Mm-hmm.
the snapshots of it would come to us, and we'll review it and see if that would create any issue going forward in terms of information security,
Okay.
any problem to us. So we call it HDD and LDD. So
Mm-hmm.
HH, I mean, maybe I'm missing the words. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I haven't performed that yet, but I'm really
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
one thing. And yeah, certifications and keeping yourself aware, and reading and exploring, talking to other people. When you see your seniors working on something, just sit beside them and try to analyze. That has been very helpful.
Yeah, I think thanks for sharing all those resources. And a very interesting information piece came out. So all of you don't know that if you are a part of company, there is definitely some kind of educational aid that has been provided by company. So you can try to grab that aid into learning like a course or get a certification or something like that. So companies also want their employees to be updated with the new skill sets and with the market standards. So it like what you can do initially is आपको internships के लिए कुछ basic knowledge foundation set करना है that you can do by yourself, but to get the hardcore certifications and that knowledge you can definitely do that after joining the company as well. So probably ask around with your managers and with your HRs. Definitely there will be a policy to help you learn more skills. uh,
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think my one question would be around what are those specific questions, like not the exact question that were asked to you, but what kind of specific case study questions or security related questions that are asked typically in these rounds across like all levels.
Mhm. So the first round, I would say, was very basic. They just wanted to have an understanding of what I have done.
Mm-hmm.
I explained my different projects. I had been in four different projects back in PwC. I
Mm-hmm.
explained all of those, and what were the findings that I came across. How did we react to them? So
Mm-hmm.
not exactly, we don't take the client's name, don't tell the exact findings, but some
Correct.
huge ones at a high level is something that we go ahead and share, and
Mm-hmm.
tell them how our experience was with regards to that
Okay.
project. Second round was hardcore technical. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the interviewer just went into the details and the bottom of everything that I did. So there was one
Mm-hmm.
power plant that I did back in PwC.
Okay.
So it was the OT part of it, that
Mm-hmm.
that needs to have you need to have a lot of knowledge to actually have and do an assessment of the OT part of a power plant,
Okay.
and it needs too much technical knowledge because it also includes IoT and all those things. So they
Okay.
went ahead and eh, uh, asked my understanding about each and every tech terminology,
Mm-hmm.
and how would you go ahead, and if you find a problem in this particular thing, then how would you go ahead and suggest, what suggestion would you give
Right.
to a client? That was one thing. Then the third round was to understand if I was fit in the role that was being, if the job description really does align with my work experience and my
Okay.
knowledge. Yeah. So That is another thing where I went ahead and shared that if such where I was given, actually there I was given some case studies over there which I don't remember clearly,
Mm-hmm.
but I was asked, yeah, I was given a situation where, like, okay, so in terms of COVID, I was asked that if you find that BCDR, is something called business continuity and disaster recovery, it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been performed in the times of COVID, then what
Mm-hmm.
would you do, and what would you suggest? Would you give it a finding? How,
Mm-hmm.
what would be the priority of that finding, severity of that finding? So
Okay.
these were the kind of questions. What will you suggest in terms of COVID, going out of the box from your
Mm-hmm.
end? And what are the key features that you will look into if you are to assess a vendor?
Mm-hmm.
So those were the few things that were really looked into.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I think it broadly covers what one person can expect in their internship or job interviews for a similar kind of role and how they can apply at Mintra. I think it covers all the things information very well. Um, So Shifali, since we are all in this work from home situations, we are all definitely working with our, I would say, counterparts in different parts of the country. So how do you feel connected in these times, and what are the different things that you or your team or your company is doing so that everybody feels more connected and does not lose that charm of office?
Yeah, so these days I've noticed that the corporate world has taken new initiatives to actually stay connected, and they've
Mm-hmm.
made it a point to be. Like here in my firm, we connect with our higher management at least once a month,
Mm-hmm.
the mid one at least once a week, and
Okay.
for the core team, we connect almost every alternate days. Actually, we do connect every day, but
Mm-hmm.
officially every alternate day.
Okay.
So, and they are just a chat away. So, and that's
Yeah.
always helpful.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So if your team is readily available to discuss things, and if you're having your regular interactions with your, I would say, reporting managers, hiring like the team leaders and everything, that would be a good way to move forward. That's the best use of this work from home situation. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
And they
For
always keep check that everything is going well or not. If there's anything that's impacting
hmm
me, or if I want it improved in terms of the work culture as well,
hmm
they do come ahead and ask me that every now and then.
Certainly, certainly. I think it takes a lot of effort to judge the person and also suggest some course correction because if not done, it might take a lot of time just to initiate that course correction. So it's earlier, like whenever you do it, if it is earlier than expected, then it will be better to like easily do that course correction. So let's say if I'm having my conversation with my manager 4 months apart, there will be a 4 month delay, then he will be able to assess it, but let's say if I have it like more monthly on a monthly basis, I might if I start doing something wrong from the second month, I might be able to correct it in the third month itself. I don't have to waste my 2 months on it. So yeah, that makes sense. So an extension to that question would be something like how do you measure your growth or stability in your current job? Like uh, what factors do you decide when to switch job or not? Like something. What's your understanding on that?
Yeah, so I think growth is the key factor, and when to switch a job, I think, in my opinion, there are two reasons to switch a job, either of the two or
Mm-hmm,
maybe both. So first thing would be if the learning has stopped, if you just know that this is only the path and this is only this much that you can learn and you cannot take more from it, then
mm-hmm,
at that point of time, you have to take a decision for yourself that do you want to take up anything more challenging and explore more, or are you okay in that comfort zone?
okay.
So some people do decide to stay comfortable in their own area, because
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. That depends on person to person. It's very subjective.
Correct.
And
Mm-hmm.
another thing is that if the work culture is getting toxic, if you are not able to, bear with what is going around you, so
Mm-hmm.
anything shouldn't take a toll on your mental health, is
Mm-hmm.
what I mean. So I think these two are broadly the reasons to switch would be. for anyone.
Definitely, I think it makes sense that uh, you there's a time in everybody's career path that it makes more like stagnant, or it reaches that plateau region, that the growth, like the time you spent and the learning that you get are not in a proportional way. uh, so it totally makes sense to make a switch ahead of it so that you can implement all your current learnings and implement it on a new project at a new company. And also in these tough times with COVID, we have seen that there is a high importance of your health. It may be physical or mental health. So any company which is not providing or supporting your health in some way, the culture has been toxic. If they are not able to support your needs, or they are not able to see you employee as humans, I think that also makes sense that you should switch to a better company. Because uh, at the end of the day, I have also realized that after pandemic, I am started valuing my life and everybody out there more than what I did in pre-COVID times. So I would definitely recommend anyone, if you are in a part of a toxic culture, uh, the one way to go move forward is to change the culture around in the company. If you are at a leadership position, if not possible, try to move to a company which has a better culture that you are well suited for. And also you can take out time for your personal growth, personal family and friends relationships, and so that it does not hamper any of these aspects of your life. Cool.
Absolutely.
With this, we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much, Shefali, for sharing all your thoughts. Thank you for taking so much time and explaining all these concepts so beautifully. I understand, like I have understood all of them, and I do believe that everybody listening out there will understand in the best way possible. So with this, we are ending the video. Any last words from your side?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarthak, for having me. Actually, when you reached out to me, it was a great honor, and I really wanted to go ahead and educate people about this particular field that I don't
Mhm.
think many people know, because
Right.
till today I get a question, do you code? So yeah, so I would like to tell them that no, I don't, but I'm doing great right now. So
Correct.
I just want that for everyone else. So thank you so much.
Certainly a job well done. I think if this video should reach out to all the students out there. They should also get a sense of what InfoSec means and how they can become an InfoSec engineer. And also, if there are many career options out there where you don't have to learn code, or where you don't have to code regularly, or if there's just a bit of sense of technical knowledge is sufficient to move forward in that direction. And I believe that this video inspires a lot of them to turn into infosec engineers, and you get to work with them. So with this, we then okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
So guys, with this we come to the end of this video. I hope आपको ये वीडियो काफ़ी अच्छी लगी होगी. आपने इन दोनों वीडियोस में काफ़ी कुछ जाना होगा, मिंत्रा, इन्फोसेक इंजीनियर, and how you can become one. What is the typical interview process, and how you can grab a very experienced role with this effort and everything. So अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा, प्लीज लाइक करें, शेयर करें अपने दोस्तों के साथ, एंड डेफिनेटली लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन बिलो व्हाट अदर प्रोफाइल्स यू वांट टू एक्सप्लोर, so that I will bring the guests from that profile, that industry onto my channel, so you can enjoy that. So with this, I thank the supporter of this channel and see you in the next video. Bye bye. So guys, what is Newton School? Newton School एक edtech startup है जहाँ पे you can learn more about different technologies out there. They will help you get job offer from these top tech companies. एंड उनका एक बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम है जहाँ पे आपको एक रुपया भी पे नहीं करना है जब तक आपके इन कंपनीज में जॉब नहीं लग जाता. दे हैव वेरी गुड ऑफरिंग्स विद दिस कोर्स, लाइव क्लासेस, इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोजेक्ट्स, मॉक इंटरव्यूज एंड पर्सनल मेंटरिंग. I will put the link in the description and I suggest you all to check this out and explore their courses.